The man's hands were rough. They were calloused. He knew only work. Day after day he toiled. His back ached. His muscles screamed. But he continued. He had to. There was no other way. He had grown up poor. His family had struggled. Work was all he knew. School was a luxury he couldn't afford. So he labored. He took any job he could find. Construction, demolition, anything to earn a living. The pay was never enough. He barely scraped by. He lived in a tiny, cramped apartment. The walls were thin. The roof leaked. But it was shelter. It was home. He dreamed of a better life. A life with less struggle. A life with hope. But for now, work was all he had. Years passed, the man grew older, his body began to break down, his back ached constantly, his hands trembled, he was tired. One particularly grueling day he collapsed, he had pushed himself too hard, he was dehydrated, exhausted, he ended up in the hospital. The doctor warned him he needed to slow down, he needed to take care of himself, or else the consequences would be dire. The man lay in his hospital bed. He stared at the ceiling. He knew the doctor was right. He had nothing but his health. He needed to make a change. A kind nurse saw his despair. She spoke to him with gentle words. She told him about resources available, programs to help people like him. He had never asked for help before. He was used to doing everything on his own, but he was desperate. He knew he couldn't keep going the way he was. He signed up for a program. It offered job training and counseling. He learned new skills. He started to believe in himself again. He met others who understood his struggles. For the first time in his life, he didn't feel alone. He was still a laborer, but now he had options. He found a job with better pay, better conditions. He even started taking classes at night. He learned the importance of self-care. He started eating healthier. He took breaks when he needed them. He even started going for walks in the park. Life was still hard, but he was no longer just surviving. He was living. He had found his strength, and he knew that no matter what challenges life threw his way, he could handle them.